So guys, Barrett here with Greta Van Fleet's new album, Anthem of a Peaceful Army. I'm going to start doing more reviews because I get these inklings to do reviews. I'm a very opinionated person. I guess I get that from my dad. Not that, people really care about my opinions, but maybe YouTube will be an outlet for that. And I love video games. I love music, obviously. And I like to watch movies. So I think I'm going to start reviewing some of those things more and more on this channel. So starting off with that, Greta Van Fleet's new album. I tell you what, guys, it's literally one of the best rock albums I've heard in, Lord, how long has it been? I mean, I listened to Disturbed's new album. Anything 3 Days Grace has come out with lately. You have to judge this album. First off, I loved this album. I literally just listened to the whole thing, and I was like, what? Like, this is amazing. This album is excellent. Now, you have to understand where I'm coming from. And I get why it has criticism. I want to talk about all of these things. Where I'm coming from is someone who is almost 30 years old. I came from the new metal and my heyday was the 2000s rock, thank God. Because as we all know, rock these days in the past 10 years or so has all just been drop D, power chord, reuse, same kind of Seether, kind of Stained, kind of 3 Days Grace sound, right? Add Breaking Benjamin in there, and I love that stuff. Don't get me wrong. But why? Why are we faulting these guys? Why? Why are we faulting Greta Van Fleet? Right? I get why. Okay, I do get why. I get why people are going on YouTube. And the bandwagon thing, I've never been a bandwagon guy, okay? The bandwagon thing is, yes, they have a Zeppelin sound. They steal their sound from Zeppelin. So let's hate on them. Let's tell them that they're not original, that they're not worthy, that this album is trash because they steal their sound from Zeppelin. Okay, I hear you. I do. They, it's more than just an influence, right? It's literally kind of the sound that they're copying. But in my opinion, and it took me a long time to come around on this band. I didn't love this band until I heard this album. I'm going to be straight with you guys. Because I was on that same kind of sense of, yeah, they're really good, but they basically just sound like Zeppelin. But let's think about that for a minute. What does it take to sound like Zeppelin? One of the greatest bands of all time. If you really listen to this album as a musician, I mean, it is astounding. It is amazing if you listen to it as a musician. The guitar riffs. Oh my God. This guy is giving guitar life again. You guys realize that lately guitar riffs have basically just been like drop D, like some hammer-ons and pull-off things, some little... It's all like overused, dropped crap. Let's be real. Why do guitar teachers not teach the last 10 years of guitar riffs? Because they haven't been any dang good. There's been some nameable riffs out there that we do teach and that are like iconic in the rock genre from the last 10 years. But you can put them on one hand. This band literally gave us enough riffs to teach. I mean, that's just one thing, okay? So the guitar riffs are badass. The bass. If you listen to the bass on this album, oh my Lord, that guy kills bass. He's just all over the place. It's a 4-piece, right? Let me see. Like I said, I don't even know this band that well because I didn't give them credit because everyone craps on them so hard. Yes, they sound like Zeppelin, but ask yourself, how good do you have to be to sound like Zeppelin? And not only that, think about it from a musician perspective. They wrote, 10 tracks on this album. I like, if not all of them, maybe 2 or so are kind of But I like almost all of the tracks on this album. And they composed basically new sounding Zeppelin songs. But they still kind of have their own thing as well. Like the singing isn't exactly Robert Plant. And to be honest with you, that's the one part that I think is a little bit overdone sometimes. I feel like he's trying to sound like Robert Plant almost the entire time. But I like it. I like the voice. I think that he overdoes it a little bit from a musical perspective. One of the only criticisms I have on this album is more dynamics. But there is lots of dynamics. I just mean in the vocals. So like, and he does do it. I just say that sometimes it gets a little overbearing with his lyrics. The drums, he's trying to be like John Bonham. I know you can't be like John Bonham, but he flows very well. He's very smooth, and all his fills are very nice. He pays his respects to Bonham. Okay, these guys are writing amazing rock music. Who cares what they're coming from? They're not copying Zeppelin completely. They're not a Zeppelin cover band. They're writing their own tunes. And this album is literally one of the greatest rock albums of the last 10 years. Easy. Because rock has been basically just flatlined for a long time, man. And so, I, for one, am excited about this album, if you can't tell. And, I'm going to be listening to this thing for a while. I mean, there's some parts, like how Zeppelin would, like, chill out in, like, the middle of a song and, like, do a little jam or something. There's all those kind of, like, nice bridges, kind of chill, like, really nice. I honestly can't even explain it. It's just a really well-written album. And everything I saw on YouTube said that this album sucked. Oh, my gosh. Are they more wrong? Okay, I'm sorry, but they are wrong. This album is killer. This is a great album. So if you're interested, I'll have a link in the description for the album. But man, I tell you, I'm just excited because at my heart, at my core, I've always been a rock guy. I can listen to other genres. I've played jazz. I actually play with a country group right now. But man, at my heart, I'm always going to be a rock guy. So to hear an album like this makes me excited. These guys, hopefully they can pump out 4 more of these or 5 more of these, and they'll have a great career on their hands. I understand the controversy and that sort of thing, but don't let that kill the band. These guys are insanely talented and making insanely nice music, man. So that's all I got to say. Actually, I'm gonna end with this. All you guys that say this album is crap, I want to hear you write 10 songs that are written this well. Yeah, I want to hear you write 10 songs that are written this well, that have catchy choruses and killer guitar riffs that pay their respects to the past. I want to hear you write it. Send it to me. Email it to me. All right, I'm done. Thanks for listening to my review, and I'll see you on the next one.